Previously on Survivor. After voting out Maggie, the Pinky Pack set their sights on Hannah and decided to throw the challenge to make sure they go to Tribal. Despite hope being lost,
there's nothing to confirm. There's nothing that they can do.
In a last-ditch effort, both Hannah and Gabe played fake idols in order to try to confuse the Pinky Pack. However, in an attempt to save herself and her real idol, Hannah voted for Gabe in an extremely emotional tribal council, sending him home as the 5th person voted out and foiling the Pinky Pack's plan. 10 remain. Who will be voted out tonight?
So last tribal council was kind of tough. I ended up just going with the plan that I had thought about like that day before.
It was chaotic. We were both making a big deal about a lot of stuff. And they were upset because they thought we were like scheming, and we were upset because we thought they were scheming. A lot of blaming all around. And it was pretty heated. I didn't like it.
And it definitely did not go according to plan because we really, really wanted Hannah out.
It was so intense. We did not expect it whatsoever. Because we were thinking Hannah or Gabe actually had an immunity idol. That's why we were splitting the vote.
We didn't know if either of them had an idol, much less not at all thinking that there were two. So imagine our surprise when they were like, oh yeah, we have something in our pocket, and I was just like, you never know, and they just like kept on reaching for their like pockets, like, you know, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, and like I have one right here, okay guys, like I was totally cocky about it.
At first, when Gabe and Hannah mentioned like, oh, I have like, yeah, we both have immunity idols, I like rolled my eyes and I was like, oh my god, just stop, and I really didn't believe them. So when they like came up and were like, yeah, we both have immunity idols, I was like, of course.
And then it happens. Gabe is like, alright, why not? And then he gets up, and then Hannah gets up, and it's like, wait a second. Both of them? Question mark? How'd that happen? And it seemed like, of course, 4 of us were like, oh my god, we are screwed. Like, what the heck? Like, oh my god.
We had a heart attack I had a heart attack because I knew they were voting for me, just, you know, out of spite. And when it was revealed that they were fake, wave of relief.
And then all of a sudden the votes were read. And then another surprise, there were 3 votes for Gabe, which was, we weren't counting on Hannah turning on Gabe, but she did, and it was very emotional.
And I think it kind of shocked everybody, which is good to kind of throw them off their balance. I kind of wanted to take the power back instead of letting them have it.
I think after tribal council, we were all just like in shock. We were like, what the hell just happened? Did I just see
what the actual fuck just happened?
Did you backstab him, or was that agreed upon? So we just, the rest of us in Pinky Pack, we just kind of sat there speculating, like.
And she must have been like, alright, either, you know, they could have all voted for me or whatever, but she just, holy shit.
That was crazy.
But it was kind of hard because about like 15 minutes before the actual tribal, Gabe and I decided to go look one more time for the idol just in case we could find it. And as we were searching, we were just chilling, we were just talking, and he was like, you know, I wouldn't hate you if you voted for me tonight. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, it'd be really smart if one of us voted for the other person, because then that person would have to go home. And he's like, but I'm going to tell you I'm not going to vote for you, so, but I won't be mad if you vote for me. And like, that kind of broke me, because like, it's easy enough being schemy, like, behind someone's back, but when they kind of like say it out loud and you realize like what you're planning on doing, like, it was just really different. So that's why I probably was so good for me at Trevor when I did vote for him.
Hannah, are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
She was not fun.
Like, she was clearly torn up about it, and part of me wanted to go hug her and be like, I'm so sorry, but also I wrote your name down, so I probably shouldn't hug you. But I'm sad that you're so sad about this.
I doubt it if he told her.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
if she voted for him.
I know,
I think she made the fake immunity
I think she
something happened.
No. What?
Because she couldn't use any of us. She only had Gabe. who she old yellered just out back. It was insane.
She old yeller Gabe.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not. It's not. It's not. I couldn't. It isn't Gabe.
Because like he was a really nice guy, and he was a good friend. He was like the only person on my tribe that I felt comfortable with, and so it was very difficult, and I felt really bad. But I knew that it was the only way to get further in the game.
Yeah.
What if she goes to the merge?
We can't let her go to the merge.
I don't know. That tribal council could have just spelled the end for the Pinky Pact.
It was a lot. So we don't really know what happened.
For Hannah to turn on Gabe just confirmed all our suspicions. Hannah's the most dangerous player in this game. By far. She knows how to play it. And she knows how to think through things and just beat you with her mind. And that's terrifying.
What is this game?
This was never supposed to get to this point.
This wasn't the plan.
This wasn't the. I mean,
The only way.
So many questions.
this is what. Hannah, why are you so terrifying? Ah.
Alright, Mr. Gang, taking a first look at the new Tafidi tribe. Gabe, we're at last tribal council. Any reactions?
Yikes.
Alright, so once again, your name's active for grabs. Colin will take it. Alright. Lily, pick it back. Open it. You can pull it out. Everyone drop your drops to emerge.
Oh, we're good. Okay. We're on. This isn't okay, Colin.
Everyone come on, take it back.
I wonder what's in it.
This is my fourth. Trevor, this is my fourth boss.
Red team.
Yeah, these are really quality.
Well, these, yes. I
Shit, you upgraded. It's 100% polyester.
These are the same ones as last year.
Trevor.
So.
These are nice.
He spoiled us already.
These are stretchy boys.
Alright, so obviously, tribal immunity is no more, and you guys are well aware, even though no one got it. Individual immunity is up for grabs. So, in this challenge, everyone will get a cube. I will say a number of like sequences, so I'll be like circle, star, triangle, and stuff like that. And I'll ask, okay, what was the first one? What was the second one? You need to recite it back to me. You'll all have like your own cubes. And if someone gets like an answer wrong, then they're out. New to this is the winner of this, the winner of individual immunity will get Flint. We'll get a clue to the immunity idol. However, the winner must give it to someone else. They can't keep it. I'll get you guys in your spots and we'll get started. So, here's your first sequence. Circle. Square. Triangle. Pentagon. Square. Get ready to show me the first symbol. And reveal. Everyone says circle, everyone's right. And reveal. Everyone says square, everyone's right. Show me the third symbol. And reveal. Everyone says triangle, everyone's right. And show me the fourth. Reveal. Everyone's a pentagon, everyone's right. The fifth symbol. And reveal. Everyone says square except Leah and Henry. The last symbol is square. Leah and Henry you're out, no shot of immunity. Alright, here's your next sequence. Star, circle, square, diamond, triangle. Everyone show me the first item. Everyone says star, everyone's right. Second item, and reveal. Everyone says circle, everyone's right. Everyone show me the third item, and reveal. Everyone says square, everyone's right. Okay. Everyone get ready to show me the fourth item. Everyone says diamond except for Shaggy and Lily. Correct answer is diamond. Lily and Shaggy take a spot back there. Everyone show me the fifth item. Get ready for it. And reveal. Alright. Kristen says triangle. Sophie says triangle. Colin Ray says square. Nick says circle. Colin Bunn says triangle. And Hannah says diamond. The correct answer is triangle. So Hannah, Colin Ray, and Nick are out. Okay, so here is round 3. Triangle, star, square, star, circle, pentagon. Alright, everyone show me the first item. And reveal. Everyone says triangle, everyone's right. Show me the second one. Alright, well, everyone says star, everyone's right. Everyone ready for the third item? And reveal. Everyone says square, everyone's right. Fourth item. Reveal. Everyone says star, everyone's right. Fifth item. Everyone reveal. Kristen says circle. Sophie says pentagon. Colin Bunn says circle. If Sophie is right, Sophie wins immunity. Correct answer is circle. Sophie, you're out. Here is round 4. We are now doing 7. Diamond. Square. Triangle. Circle. Pentagon. Circle. Triangle. Alright guys, show me the first one. And reveal. So, Kristen says diamond. Colin Bunn says square. Kristen, wins immunity. Alright, Kristen. You stand up, please. Stand up and turn around.
Get that shining board. Yes.
Safe at Travel Council. You will have a spot in the final 9. And Kristen, you have the big decision to make. Who are you giving this to? Sophie. There you go. All right. Kristen is safe at Travel Council. Cannot vote for her. Everyone else is fair game. I'll see you in a few days. Travel Council. Have a good night.
Honestly, I was kind of relieved. I was like, no more stuff. Now it's real. We're gonna have the merge now, and that was kind of cool.
I was so happy. I was literally so happy because I was already dreading like what was gonna happen with the challenge. I didn't know if they were gonna throw it in or if we would have to, or if we'd actually win. That'd be great. And I didn't necessarily want to have to play my idol at the next tribal. Like I wanted to be able to keep it for as long as I can to be able to play when I like desperately need it. And so when I saw that we were changing tribes, I was like, thank goodness, because I knew that it was 5 and 5, so I could do the swing and I could go over to the other tribe who I knew wanted the same people out that I wanted out.
I was like, no, we can't. No, I was like, no, he's not gonna do that. I was like, no, they're probably just like building up and making us think we're doing the merge, but really it's something else. And then Lily brought out the buff, and I was like, fine, okay, I guess we're merging now.
Honestly, I was honored to be the one to pull it out. I really I felt very proud of myself to have the big reveal. I'm like, I wonder what it could be.
So I was surprised, and it definitely throws a wrench in things.
Pulling that note out of my bag, with that hint, I was like, oh. So I saw that one of the camera people, they saw that I had it, so they zoomed in on me, but I didn't want to tell anybody else. I wanted to have that a secret. And it said the hint, or the immunity idol is under the place that you vote. So I was like, under the place I vote, so I'm at the Whispering Wall. So I ride my bike to the Whispering Wall. I was literally looking around there, and then texted you. I was like, what does this even mean? I don't know where to go.
I'm playing like I'm still on tribes. I think that's a good mentality to have, because if you kind of walk out cocky and like I'm now on my own kind of thing, you're gonna get targeted.
Kristen got immunity, and she gave the clue to Sophie. So I was thinking like it's either gonna be me or Sophie, and it's not really a huge deal, but she gave it to Sophie, so I'm like, it kind of represents if Kristen, Sophie, and I did go to Final 3, you know what side Kristen would be on. So that's definitely something I'm looking out for now.
It changes my game completely, because now I'm not, instead of just trying to make alliance with that core group of people, now it's like everybody. And now I can see that there are people against each other, and like, how am I gonna do this? Who to vote for?
Well, here's the thing that's happened recently. I've actually grown quite attached to my tribe mates. Like, before I'm in alliance with them.
The game now becomes, we need to get numbers on our side, and we need to start winning pin immunity, or immunity challenges.
Oh, and I'm glad we merged, because now, and she's still in it. But I just want us both to make merge. Whew.
It's kind of like finally working on the same tribe where we can start scheming together and stuff, because now, both of us have like set up our, game for this whole time in separate tribes, and now we can finally combine them to make it like a big power game. It is kind of more difficult because, we don't want people to still find out, so we have to be careful about how much we're talking to each other in the group chat, or how much we're talking about to each other during when like the whole group is talking together. So we're still trying to find that balance. But I'm just really happy that we both made it to the verge. I feel proud of both of us. We keep joking that one of us is gonna get voted off and then we're gonna start crying or something like that. So hopefully we can make it further.
It's really good that it did happen, I think, because it saved Hannah. And I'm really happy that Hannah is saved, because she's someone I want to play with in this game.
I have to make sure that my bond with each of the tribe members is stronger than their bond with the other tribe members, so that I can control the tribe.
Don't feel like I'm being too forceful, because I feel like that's the problem I had last time when I was in the tribe. People started thinking I was really strategic, so I'm trying to, play that back now that we're in the merge.
I like getting to know who I'm like working with. Like that's always been something personal to me. I like making personal connections.
Well, I had a very interesting conversation with Sophie and Henry afterwards, right after it, and we spilled tea.
Follow the people you're working with and like know what their interests are, and like obviously I do want to be friends with these people afterwards. So like I want to know like, oh, I'm actually like gonna be good friends. Like, do we have similar interests? Whatever.
What's your team? I want to hear this. You got me in so much suspense.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
I can't confirm nor deny this is true. However, CNU Survivor started on September 22nd. Anna Fegan changed her profile picture September 22nd on Facebook. Colin Ray changed his profile picture September 22nd on Facebook. The original photo that was on there was this photo in January.
No.
What? Yeah, she found that their Facebook photos changed that were of each other like the day of Survivor, which I think is actually like so smart. Like, I'm kind of jealous that they had like a friendship or whatever it was before Survivor, but then like kept it secret and then like can now ally with each other. Like, that's like really really smart.
But like, it's just very sketchy that they both changed their profile on the same day.
And they also don't talk to each other.
And they don't talk to each other at all.
True.
They have not communicated with each other.
True.
It's basically general knowledge now that Colin and I are dating, which I think was brought up by Henry actually.
And I noticed I had a friend request from Lily. I was like, well, darn. That's not good, because I have a bunch of pictures with Hannah up on my Facebook, which I don't know why. But whatever.
New information has come to light. Henry kind of tipped me off.
We found out that Ray and Hannah might be in a relationship.
But they didn't mention anything to us about it, which is very, very sketchy. But at the same time, it makes sense not to tell us because, like, if you told us at the same time, we'd be like, oh, but like, now we're finding out later.
So that takes out Ray, which is we were kind of banking on Ray at the beginning of that. That takes Hannah out of our little alliance thing. So, still want to get Hannah out. But that's who I'm going for first. Because she's terrifying.
You know, but so at first, I definitely thought too, because like at the beginning, I thought like Ray was one of the ones I trusted the most on Mystery Gang, but now I'm not sure at all, especially if he's with Hannah, like she's kind of scary, so I'm wondering if maybe he's a little scary too, so I don't know.
Therefore, they are definitely dating, and it's a showmance, and we need to cut it out. Well, it's probably not, it's not a showmance, it's pre-existing, but you know, lovers are never a good thing. Cut it, break the hearts. No love here.
So I am trusting them, but lightly. Obviously, Kristen and Henry I trust the most.
We were like, why would they keep that a secret? But it kind of makes sense because Colin Ray was explaining to me today that if they told everybody that they were dating, then that could be a big target on their backs. So they thought it'd be better to just not say anything about that. So this whole entire time, I was kind of freaked out because he acted like he didn't even know her, which is kind of smart, but also kind of tricky.
He frequently used the term like Colin and I, and the two of us, and that kind of stuff. And so I kind of made it clear with him, and Colin did too, when he talked to Henry earlier on, that we're both just playing our own games. Like, yes, it's worked out that we've been able to play together and talk some, but it's not like we're fine with voting each other out if we need to and that kind of stuff. I mean, we would like to be together, to like the final 3 or whatever, but if it needs to be voted out, then the person needs to get voted out. So, which I think Henry was like super surprised about. He was like, I can't believe you want to vote each other off. And I was like, we do it. I mean, it's just a game. It's not a big deal.
Well, to be honest, it hasn't changed. I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna. Moving on, because Kristen and Sophie haven't said anything, and Lily and them seem cool with me, not Hannah, but with me, even though I didn't tell them, so I don't know, it's a big target. I'm trying to get the Lily and them out first, because I feel like they hold it against me more, that I didn't tell them, so.
But no one's actually confronted us about it except for Henry, which I think is kind of interesting because it sounds like everybody knows, but no one's asked us about it. So either it's not affecting our game, or they're secretly hating us about it or something. But then afterwards, I kind of caught up with Colin, Ray, and Nick, and that's when I talked to them and told them, you know, I'm completely willing to work with you guys. I really want to get one of the 4 of them out, and they seem both really interested in getting one of the 4 out. And I kind of just told them, I'll vote whoever you want to vote. I just want you guys to know that I trust that, but you can trust me, and I'll vote with however you want to vote.
All of the Mystery Gang people, so Henry, Colin, Ray, Kristen, Sophie, and I, and then plus Hannah, I made an alliance with them called the Red Scare.
But directly after the challenge, we had originally formed like a group chat with like, I think there were like the 5 or 6 of us, which included Henry, me, Kristen, Nick, Colin, Ray, and Hannah. And we talked about voting Lily out.
But it's really like torn 3 ways. Lily, we've talked about her. She's sort of the mastermind, and we want her to go.
I would for sure like to get Lily out just because she's been targeting me, and I don't like having someone target me, I guess.
but we're also like, Shaggy could be good to get out.
But also at the same time, one major thing that we talked about is, possibly voting on Colin instead, because Colin showed that he was kind of good in the challenge. So is that a possible threat? I mean,
he did really well in the challenge, in the block challenge, so he's good at challenges.
I want Colin gone, hopefully, but I don't think my alliance mates are gonna go for that. So I think it's gonna be Lily, but I wish it's Colin over Lily. Because I feel like he's more of a threat in challenges than she is. So we can get her out later on, unless he keeps winning. Right, yeah.
I'm definitely going to vote with everybody for this challenge because I think that's what we're forced to do with how the numbers are. And also like how my game is going so far. Like I kind of flipped the vote twice in a row, and I really pushed Sophie over the edge last time, so I don't want to do it again. And I think voting with everybody is the smart thing to do since we're in the merge now.
I've not lied yet. I'm trying my best to go the whole entire game without ever lying to anybody. But that means I just can't tell people certain pieces of information. Now, with that being said, talking originally with my first alliance, Sophie and Kristen, they wanted to get Nick out because it felt like that Nick was backstabbing them.
I mean, I think I said before that he was the one I trusted the most, but like that's definitely not the case. I'm just gonna go with what Sophie and Henry want, because like I know I'm safe. So I'll talk with them before tribal and see what their thoughts are. Like I kind of want Lily and Shaggy out, or at least one of them out. But if they have like a reason for Nick, and everyone else wants that, then I'll vote for that. Like that sounds bad, but like at this point, I'm like whatever. I just want the three of us to do well.
I was thinking about that today. I think the original reasoning was because I don't think I can trust him because he backstabbed people that thought they were in alliance with him originally.
Biggest one, right after the merge, we wanted to talk to Henry because we know we didn't have the numbers.
So the four of us, me, Lily, Leah, Colin, that our alliance has talked, and we basically just came up with a plan that Lily would go talk to Henry.
So Lily reached out to me and she was like, hey, can I call? So I went to Einstein's with her on Sunday and we talked, and she wanted me to be part of their alliance.
I made some good progress meeting with Henry. He seems like a very loyal guy, and he's loyal to Blue Team, even though they tried to get him out, the original Blue Crew.
I forgot what the name of the alliance is called, but she was like, do you want to be part of it? I was like, sure, I'll be a part of it. So we joined forces. So there's that.
First off, how's Henry? Do we trust him?
That's the thing. He's either lying a really big lie or he's truthing a really big truth. So he's like always saying he wants to play an honest game, and I respect that. And I kind of told him, I was like, I really hope I can trust you. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, you have the power to really fork us up and, tell us a big lie. And he was like, yeah, so he said, I've not lied to anyone in this game so far, no one else can say that. And I told him like how much I respect that, and I said I just really hope that remains the case tonight, and like I want to trust you. It's just that like tonight we'll know. So just do what you're telling us we'll do and we'll be fine, but I'm of course prepared for any situation.
I'm a little scared that I haven't talked to him yet. I'm a little scared that it's like just like Lily and Shaggy kind of talking to them, because then I feel like I'm on the outs and I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did Henry say when he talked about Christian and Sophie?
Kristen and Sophie, he just said that, well, I kind of told him like, yo, why, like he said they approached him and wanted him in an alliance, and I was like, yo, why would you do that? Like they tried to get you out. And I don't know, he's like, you're right, like,
And I think I managed to spark the tiniest, there's not a lot of vengeance in that beautiful, kind, blonde, blue-eyed boy. There's really not a lot of anger there. But I managed to find a little bit of spark. I was like, but aren't you like mad that they tried to get you out? Like that's not cool. And he's like, yeah, you're right, it wasn't very cool. It's kind of obvious that the four of us, Shaggy, myself, Leah, and Colin, have a pre-existing thing because all of us went against Hannah and Gabe. So Henry has actually been approached by Kristen and Sophie.
I think they'll still be helpful to me, and I can kind of say yes and cover our bases on that side and like play double agent. And I was like, Henry, you do realize that's called a lie. And you know, honest savior, are you okay with that? And he's like, if I have one lie to tell in this game, this will be the one. And it's like, cause it's revenge. Like, you know, I'm not just lying. Like, they lied to me and they tried to get me out.
As much as our group wants Hannah out, we need Nick out. He's kind of the wild card, because hit list would be like there's Nick, and then there's the lovers, Colin, Ray, and Hannah, and then you have Kristen and Sophie are definitely like a duo because Kristen won and gave Sophie the clue, so they're definitely the thing. And then there's Henry, and then there's the four of us. So right now we're actually sitting pretty compared to like the kind of scattered groups.
Because why would they all go for Nick?
Why would you go for Nick?
Because they don't like Nick because he changed the plan by voting Addison. They all were supposed to get Henry out,
and they want him in an alliance with them. But it would just be the three of them, which is kind of weird because like you kind of want numbers. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna tell him he talked to me, and he's gonna say that like Lily has this alliance from before, and I told her that I'm allied with you guys, and we think that for at least this week or the next 3, we should like band together, merge our alliances, common enemy, and our first target is Nick.
Not that I don't trust him at all. I'm just gonna say that. I think he's lying in our face 100%.
I trust Pinkie Pack because I have to, and I really hope Henry. I went extra, like I went the extra mile to convince Henry that like the perks. I felt like a businesswoman. I was like, this is why you want to sign on to this deal instead of their deal.
I have 100% confidence in the Pinkie Pack. I think we all understand that we are stronger together as a group than we are individuals.
And as long as here's my thing. As long as we get one person from the other side out, we're fine.
Well, we'll know by the end of the night. All we can do is write down Nick and hope that Colin and or Henry do the same.
One of them. We just need one of them.
And no matter what happens, you guys have a chance. You guys will still be safe, and this alliance can still live on.
Mm-hmm.
I needed everyone to know that.
Mm-hmm. Scary times.
Scary times.
We live in interesting times. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yep.
And it's dinner time.
It's dinner time. Pinkie Pack.
Yeah!
Pinkie Pack. That was fun.
So much power.
And then Colin, he messaged me asking for a meeting today. And he wants an alliance with me, him, and Hannah, because him and Hannah are dating.
I told him I wanted to be in the final 3 with them, which I don't think I do, but that's what I told him. So I think I'm just gonna roll with them for now, and then see what happens.
He wants to have it where it's me, him, and Hannah, and then we team up with Sophie and Kristen, where it's the 5 of us versus the 4 people on Lily's alliance, and then we take out everybody there, and then we take out Sophie, Kristen, and then it's us 3.
And then Henry texted me, was like, hey, I kind of want to talk, and I was like, okay. And Colin was like, you should probably go talk to him, because I talked to him. Some things are changing and stuff. And then Henry came to me and was like, I think we should vote Nick. And I was like, well, what's your reasons to vote Nick? And I found out that like everybody was voting Nick, and I was like, well, I might as well vote with like the majority of the people, because I don't want to be the one to vote out. Then we talked about the vote, and then we talked about the possibility of the 3 of us, him, Colin, and I, going to the final 3 together.
Also, I made a kind of side deal with Colin today. I said that if the vote goes 9-1, then I'll share my hint that I have with him. And he's like, all right, cool. And I only did that just so he can prove his trust. It's kind of cool because I feel like I have a hand in each alliance. So I don't know if they know about that, but like I'm keeping that. So really, I've never lied to anybody on this game, which is insane. But like I've made all these alliances, so all I gotta do is pick who I want to vote out.
That Shaggy, Leia, Lily, and Colin Bunn want to vote out Nick. And that's what we talked about yesterday. And I've told Kristen that. And Kristen was like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And I told Lily that they want to vote. So Lily was like, in order to gain your trust, I'm gonna have me and our whole big alliance vote for Nick too. And then talking with Colin, I told him what Lily was planning on doing. So my understanding is there's gonna be 9 votes going towards Nick. We'll see.
Okay.
Trust comes with time, and the more time that you spend with the people, the more you can realize how much trust you have.
Okay. Nick could not attend this tribal council due to prior commitment, so we will trek on. So, Lily, what was going through your head when you grabbed the brown paper bag?
I wonder what it could be. I remember right before we walked in, I was like, Trevor, it better not be a brown paper bag. If I see a brown paper bag, whoop, child. And guess what? It was a brown paper bag. And I opened one and I was like, I wonder what it could be. And I was like, oh my god. So, surprise.
Mm-hmm. So, Hannah, how does the game change now that we're at the merge?
I think it definitely changes. I know personally, since I was on the bottom of my tribe before we got merged to Dave tribe, it does give you more people to work with, so the sea's a little bit bigger.
Okay. Sophie, did you feel excitement that the merge was finally here, or are you scared now that, we're all together and it's anyone's game?
I feel like everybody on this wall is deserving of being merged. I think we've all played really hard, and I think that regardless of who gets it, I think we'll all be in support of whoever wins.
Leah, what does making the merge mean to you?
I don't know, I guess it just means that before we were all separated teams, and now we're just kind of one bigger happy family, but still kind of going at each other to win. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Colin Bunn, do you see that? Sorry, you understand next to each other too.
Yeah.
Colin Bunn, do you agree that this is one weird, disoriented kind of family here on this bench?
I guess. I mean, I think it's fine. We all made it here. It's Survivor. Things are crazy, but so far, it's been fun.
Colin Ray, how did the challenge go for you?
Not well. That was difficult. I don't know. I thought I'd do better. I didn't. I mean, I wasn't the first one out, but I was not even close. Did not go well.
On the other side of the coin, Kristen, how important was winning immunity to you?
I mean, pretty important, I think, since we're a bigger group now. And I think the fact that we all made it here is a testament to the fact that we can stand on our own and that we don't need to. We can't hide behind it, but we can hold out.
Colin Bunn, could you taste the immunity necklace around your neck when you were in the final two?
Dude, alright, here's the thing. I thought I put down the diamond, and I put it down, and I was like, alright, this is fine. And then when you were calling it out, I looked on top of the cube, and there was the diamond, and I had accidentally put down the square. It still pisses me off. I mean, I probably wouldn't have won, but still, that was just a crappy way to go. I knew the answer, I was just too dumb to put the shape.
So, Henry, did you feel like there was a lot of talking this past week as opposed to when we were in the tribal stage?
Yeah, I definitely think so, because when you have the teams, you're working with your team. But now, like Hannah said, now you can talk to everybody, or it's more, there's a bigger pool of people. That's what I mean to say.
Shaggy, tell me about the difference in how you vote people out in the tribal stage versus now, where now instead of voting as a team, you're voting for the team. Now you're voting for yourself in a way.
Well, it's different because there's a sense of security in a tribe. You you know, like, everything, especially with this vote. And the tribe, you know everything that's going on, pretty much. You know if you're at the top or the bottom, and you just know how things work. But now it's a lot more, especially during the challenges, it's a lot more, you have to fend for yourself, because if you screw up, that might be the reason you're going.
That's true, but in Survivor, there is one way to save yourself, even if you screw up, and that's the hidden immunity idol. And we have yet to see a real idol be played. Colin Bunn, how does that factor into the vote tonight, knowing that are there even idols out there? Like, we haven't even seen one.
Dude, that's a great question, because I've seen 2 fake hidden immunity idols. I've heard a lot of talk of fake immunity idols and idols everywhere, so personally, I'm just gonna disregard any hidden immunity idols, because, like, what can you do? It doesn't really factor into my
I'll believe it when I see it.
Lily, what's your take on this? On the whole, are there even idols? Are just people great liars, or are people just inept?
That's always the biggest fear. Everybody's lying, and it's a lot of times you hear like contradictory things, and it's kind of like these don't add up. And I think people were definitely looking for them earlier on in the game, and from what I know, like John was on our team, and he definitely was looking for it, and he said like he knew exactly where it was, and he went to, like, after he got the clues, he was like, it's gotta be here, and it wasn't there, which means like if he's right, it should have been there and somebody has it. So it's definitely unnerving, but I feel like all the people I thought would have had it, they've been in a place where I would have expected them to use it. So really it's kind of anyone, you really just don't know. Either maybe somebody went home with it, but yeah, I have no clue.
So another potential factor tonight is that Nick obviously is not here. Sophie, how big of a deal do you think that is?
I mean, at least in my opinion, it definitely plays into what I'm doing tonight, like voting-wise, that he's not here.
Leah, what do you factor into your vote?
I guess what's best for like the future of the game, mainly just like alliances and like people working together. Yeah.
Okay, well, the future of this game starts now with this vote. It is time to vote. Hannah, you're up first.
Let's hope no one liked it.
Okay.
I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Nick. Lily. Nick. That's 2 votes Nick, 1 vote Lily. Nick. Nick. It's 4 votes Nick, 1 vote Lily. Nick. 5 votes Nick, 1 vote Lily. 8th person voted out of Star CNU in deep water and the first member of our jury, Nick. Well, while Nick was not here to see you guys vote him out, he is still the first member of our jury. What that means for you guys is the remaining of you guys will be on the jury, and the only 2 to 3 of you will have to plead your case to win Star CNU in deep water. Grab your stuff and back to your dorms. Good night.
So this is kind of awkward that, I missed tribal and it's the tribal I'm voted out of. Just a little awkward, but it's cool. But anyways, I woke up to the news and I was just like, oh. I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting it. I always say like, oh, I always expect some possibility, but like, I wasn't expecting it, especially this time around when like, I felt there were clear targets that we had, but I guess some people did not share that feeling. If there's one thing I learned from this, it's that, from being voted out, it's that I should not put all of my trust in so many people, and I should not try being loyal to so many people. So I think this game definitely taught me how to be a more ruthless person, because usually outside of the game I feel like I'm Mr. Nice Guy. But I had a great time playing. Thank you to everybody, except maybe the people who flipped on me. Just kidding. Am I, though? Maybe. But yeah, I felt that I played a good game, and I'm happy with what I accomplished. Thank you.
Next time on Survivor, the challenge takes the competitors for a spin.
Good.
The battle between the Pinky Pact and the Red Scare Lions intensifies.
I'll probably go for you.
That's what I was thinking.
I think
Because
Lily hates you. Yeah.
We have to cut off Medusa's snakes one
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
Leaving one president in the middle.
My goal is to have everyone think that I'm on their side.